Hello everyone and welcome to another flight in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are going to do our first look at the newly released Flybywire Airbus A380. We've really been waiting for this aircraft for quite a while. I think it's been in development for something like 4 years, and they just recently released the alpha version, which is a development version of the aircraft. So it's in by no means perfect, but from the documentation and the videos that I've seen, it's quite packed with functional systems. So I think it's going to be all good. We may encounter some bugs here and there, but I think overall we're going to be satisfied with this aircraft. I mean, it is a freeware aircraft after all. So this being a development version means that we have to test it, and then we encounter bugs, we have to report them so that they can fix it, and then we'll ultimately get a very nice finished product. This is a huge aircraft. I mean, just look at it. It's double decker. We're talking about something like 500 passengers that it can carry. So it's really huge. Really gives value to the word Airbus, because this thing is gigantic. We are currently at Singapore Changi Airport. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. At one of the Airbus A380 terminals. That's what is this one? It's Charlie 23, I believe. And we are on the VATSIM network today, but there is no air traffic control, so should be okay. Hopefully there will be some controllers coming online during our route that should make things a little bit more immersive. But I think for our departure out of here, if no one else comes online, that should be fine as well. Okay, you can see we are Qantas today. Spirit of Australia is one of the Qantas is one of the airlines that operate the Airbus A380, and this is certainly one of their routes between Singapore and Sydney, Australia, and that is the flight that we're going to do today. It's about 7 hours or so. But this being a fly-by-wire aircraft, I think that it should support some time acceleration. So hopefully we're not going to have to spend 7 hours online on the VATSIM network. When we don't have ATC, we are going to do some time acceleration. We are cold and dark, but I just want to have a quick look inside of the cabin of the aircraft. Starting with one of these doors. I think we can maybe enter through here and just see what is inside the aircraft. So this is the upper deck. This is probably what, premium, or is it premium economy, or is it economy plus or something like that? I don't know what they call it. But this livery has got some of that simulated as well. So here we are in the premium economy, and my guess is that this is economy. Is this the upper deck? No, this is the lower deck actually. So then the rest of the aircraft is economy, and I mean, just look at the size of this thing. So how many rows? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So like 9 people per row. That's insane. And then we take the stairs to the upper deck, which is mostly, whoops, I think the upper deck is mostly first class and business class. There's a bar here, and then we've got, yeah, then we've got business class, I think. Yeah, this look like business class seats. Very nice and spacious. See those big screens there for watching your movies on those long haul flights. and then goes all the way to the back of the aircraft. This is first class now, I believe. Yeah, this should be first class cabin. Wow, okay. Looks very luxurious. And then, of course, we take the stairs back down. But let's go back to the front of the aircraft, of course. So we take the stairs down. Not sure. Yeah, it's always finicky using these controls. Okay, so this is obviously one of the doors. I believe the one we came with. And then that's the rest of the aircraft. Where is the door to the flight deck? I have no idea. Is it on the side? This is the back of the aircraft. Okay. In any case, let's hop into the cockpit and just have a look. Okay, here we are in the flight deck, and you can tell it's very, very different from the Airbus A320 that we've been flying so far. Lots and lots of screens. I have to say, this is not the aircraft I've been waiting for the most. The aircraft that I'm really excited about is the Airbus A350, which has a similar flight deck to this, but it's a twin jet aircraft, and it is I would say better that it's longer. Well, it's longer, but also narrower, which means you can do a lot of medium haul flights with it, as well as long haul flights without too much restriction. I mean, this aircraft is huge. It's a category F aircraft, and you don't just park it at any stand, and you just don't just taxi it on any taxiway. But the A350, we might get one with FlightSim 2024, but of course we don't know, not sure if we are. But enough talk, let's turn this thing on. Batteries on, and we have external power available, so we're going to switch those on. And of course, we've got the self-test ongoing, and with that we're going to import our flight plan, which we have filed on SimBrief already, and we can have a look at the operational flight plan. So Qantas 3 from Singapore Changi Airport to Sydney Kingsford Smith Airport. And we are using a very high cost index today of 200, so we can expect some very steep climb. Don't know why SimBrief chose a very high cost index, but I guess it's all good. Maximum takeoff weight for this thing is 510 tons. That's 510,000 kilos. That's a lot. But today we are going to be at about 452 tons. And by the time we get to Kingsford, Australia, Sydney, Australia, we're going to be at 358 tons. So that's okay then, I guess. That's a lot of fuel burn in between. Alternate is, I guess this is what, Canberra or something like that. I'm not sure. And we are going to cruise first at flight level 370, and then reaching this waypoint we are going to, once we've burnt enough fuel, we can then increase to flight level 3900. So it's going to be a step climb. It says here that it is an ETOPS flight. Now I'm not a real world pilot, but I thought that ETOPS was about twin engine operations. This is of course a 4-engine aircraft, so I wonder if ETOPS rules apply to this aircraft. Anyway, block fuel, we are talking about 111.4 tons of fuel for this flight. we are going to round it up to something like 112 tons. I think that should be okay. And then in terms of our routing, we're going to take off from runway 20 center via the Eatboot 1 Bravo departure, and then we're going to follow all of the airways and all of these waypoints, and then our arrival is going to be on the Bore 3 Alpha for runway 34 left into Sydney. Okay, then passengers, today we are taking 401 passengers. That is a lot. I think the maximum is actually 480. That is a lot of people. Really, really huge. Cargo 8 tons, payload is going to be 41.7 tons. Gives us a zero fuel weight of 341.7 tons, and takeoff weight is going to be 452, as we saw. Okay, then this is of course our list of the waypoints. We're just going to need to check when we reach the waypoint for our step climb, which is, we saw, was 18 south 129 east. So we will find it, because then we'll also see our flight level at that point. So 370, 370, 370, and then 3900. So there it goes. So from here we start climbing then to 3900, but that's going to be after quite a long time of flying already. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay. All right, let's have a look at the, let's see here. Can I scroll this a little bit faster? Do we have some SIGMATs? This is Melbourne, Jakarta, volcanic ash. Let's see, Kingsford. Let's have a look at the weather forecasts. We have some few clouds as we saw outside. QNH 1008. Wind is okay, it's only 2 knots. But our destination also got a couple of clouds, but it is overcast at 3100. If we do end up using time acceleration, this weather's forecast is not really gonna matter, is it? Because we are going to stay on real world weather, but we'll get there sooner than this time actually, so it's fine. Anyway, I don't know now. Let's see if I say reload sim brief and I say request boarding. I don't know if sim brief works well with this aircraft at the moment. What we will do is going to say third-party options, and we're going to add these synchronizations. Request boarding.
Boarding requested.
Okay. Singapore Airlines will do the handling today, and we are going to request refueling as well, and we are going to see how long that takes. Okay, there are our systems booted up. We are going to just set up the overhead panels here. Emergency exit lighting, seatbelt sign can come on, nav and logo lights nav lights can come on. Logo lights don't seem to work. Then we are going to switch on the inertial navigation system, waiting to open the cargo doors. Services, cargo door, aft cargo. Going to request catering as well, and we are going to attach pushback tag now. No, we want catering service. Okay. Open aft cargo door and the forward cargo door. Cargo door, cargo door. They are both
Passenger's
open.
bus is coming.
Okay, so these are all open. Catering door is open, waiting for the truck. We are not going to use the jetway, so we're going to load using the stairs. Okay. That's fine. Then let's finish the overhead panel. What else do we have here? We're going to switch on the fuel pumps, all of them. Many fuel pumps. Okay, we are going to start the APU very soon, so we're going to do fire test. That is in order. So APU master, APU start, and there we've got the APU starting. Okay, then we're gonna go in it, and we are going to request our flight plan data from SimBrief. That is coming now. This is a different FMS, of course. Okay, there we have it. It's all touchscreen in real life. There we go. Qantas 3 from Singapore to Sydney. Canberra is the alternate. Cruising flight level 370, cost index of 200. What is our trip wind today? Is a headwind 025. So let's see. Zero to 5 actually. There we go. Okay, so that is inserted. We have passengers boarding. I don't know if you're gonna see anything here. We don't see anything. Okay, we do see them, but of course they disappear, and I don't think we have seated passengers on this aircraft yet.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Okay, so we're not going to get any sort of preliminary load sheet or anything like that. So what we're going to do is we are going to just add in the predicted or planned loading. So we're going to go, actually first let's see if we have synchronization. So it seems like on the main deck we do have some passengers here. The upper deck is almost pretty much full, is it? But it's fine. It's 90 out of 401. Can be okay. Hope it's not taking too long. Okay, so let's have a look at the load sheet. Where is the load sheet?
Passengers boarding starting.
There we go. So current versus planned. Zero fuel weight that's planned is 34.1. 34. That can't be. It's not 34.1, it's 341.7. 341.7. Now you're working with much larger numbers. Block fuel, we said that we are going to get
this way, please.
111.5. And then zero fuel weight center of gravity is 35.5.
This way, please. Hello? Hello? Good evening. Hello? Hello?
There, the passengers coming in. Very nice. Nicely done, GSX. Okay, so here we go. Then we have to look at the operational flight plan now. We are looking at the alternate fuel 6.5, should be actually 6.9 tons. And then the final reserve is 4.7, which is correct.
Passenger's bus is coming.
That should be okay. Then let's check out the... okay, this one you can clear. I think we can look at the flight plan now. So we're gonna go departure out of here. We said that we are going to take off from runway 20 center via the Idbu 1 Bravo. Idbu 1 Bravo, is it? Idbu 1 Bravo. We don't have a transition, so we're going to insert that. And our arrival into Sydney is going to be on ILS 34 left. So let's see, 34 left. Approach is gonna be
Passengers boarding
ILS 34 left with the Bori 3 Alpha. Doesn't have a transition, so going to insert those, and then we can have a look at that. So then we take off from 20 center, and then we follow our route out up to Idbu, and then go all the way, reach top of climb, and then or top of descent rather, and then Bori, and then we start our descent down. We do have a discontinuity there because we are going to have to then vector ourselves in for the ILS. This aircraft, of course, does not have VNAV implemented yet, so even though you see these altitude constraints or speed constraints, the aircraft is actually not going to follow them by itself. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Other than that, we can have a look at the charts and then just check that it actually looks the way that it should. That is going to be the SID Idbu 1 Bravo, isn't it? 1 Bravo. Going to... not the Foxtrot. Why is this one having a blue tint here? Okay.
Passenger's bus is coming.
So there we go. Then let go is no Masomi Hotel Gigsam Viret. It looks pretty much like what we have seen here. So Idbu is no Masomi Hotel it Kiev. Masomi Hotel it Kiev Gigsam. And then keep going. Vasti, Viret, Gurez, Itbot, and then we keep going. So that is in order then. Let's see how far the boarding is. Still going.
Passengers boarding starting.
Okay, passengers are boarding. APU is started. Switch on the APU bleed for the air conditioning. Let's see what it looks like inside of the cabin. It's okay, it's not too warm. Waiting for your action to open the catering door. That one is already open. Okay, then we're going to go arc, and we are going to go to the zoom to display the airport here. And then we have a look at the current weather. QNH 1008. So there we go.
This way, please.
Charlie 23.
May I see your boarding pass?
Okay, so runway 02, that means our runway is 20 right,
This way, please. Hello.
20 left, 20 center, which means we're going to have to push back nose to the left, 20 taxi, and 20 Charlie is over there.
May I see your boarding pass?
Okay, I think with that we are pretty much done. Once we are done boarding, then we can do our takeoff performance
Passengers
calculation.
bus is coming.
Boarding is still ongoing. We are almost there though. Let's have a look outside. There we have catering services. Are they done? Only this door is open. Close the catering door in the middle. It's this one here. There's another bus coming. Okay, there we have catering services completing. I'm guessing we're not going to need this door, and we're going to have to close these doors already for cargo, so that is good. Okay, let's have a look at the cockpit preparation checklist. Gas pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity. We should have, this is 108, 500. How much do we need? We need 111. Now I'm not sure. Is the refueling done already? No, the service is requested. So at least we are not going to refuel a lot. So we can actually complete this checklist then. Until the refueling is done. Okay, boarding is completed. We are going to want to have a look at the flight plan as well here. Actually, it's fine. Let's just have a look at the chart itself. Since this aircraft does not have VNAV implemented, we're going to have to be careful not to exceed. So 6,000 is going to be our target initially by UPTEL. So that's what we're going to set here, 6,000. Going to set a preliminary speed here, 250 knots below 10,000 feet. But of course we are going to use auto thrust and managed speed. Do we have all the payload? Cargo is all in, passengers are all in. What about fuel? Refueling is requested, but it looks like nothing is coming. So yeah, I don't know about that. Catering is already completed. Ah well. What we are going to do is we are just going to load the fuel by ourselves by going to the settings and then removing the fueling synchronization, and then we come back and we load the fuel into the aircraft. Okay, then we just check on our fuel and loading just to check that we still have the same stuff. So 0 fuel weight 3417, 111.5 is the block fuel. 0 fuel weight center of gravity is 35.5. That is correct. Okay, that is fine. Now we can do our takeoff performance calculation. There isn't a takeoff performance calculator included with this aircraft, so we're going to have to use the SimBrief one. So just going to do it off screen here. Runway 20 center. Our gross weight today is, let's see, here is actually here 453.2. 453.2 also, okay. 453.207. 453.207. Populate the weather and then calculate. Okay, there we have it. V1 is 142 knots, rotation is 154, and V2 is 160. We are going to use flex 61 degrees today. Trimmable horizontal stabilizer today is 40.4 according to the load sheet, or 40 according to the aircraft, so just going to say 40, actually 40.0. and flaps 1, backs on, anti-ice off. Thrust reduction altitude is going to remain unchanged. Transition is 11,000 feet in Singapore, and that should be fine. Our climb and cruise, all of this is going to remain managed for now. Actually, yeah, there it is, 250 knots. So cruise is also there, managed. Descent is also managed. Approach is going to, we are going to fill this in when we are close. So that is all good. Now, I could not find a way to add any fixed information here. For example, if I want to add extended runway center line, I have no clue. Secondary flight plan, of course, also doesn't work. So yeah, I don't know. So I guess emergency procedures, we are going to leave them out for today then. Okay, let's continue the cockpit preparation checklist. Fuel quantity 111,500 kilos. Checked. Barometers, QNH is 1008. 1008. Set. Actually 1008 here as well. Yeah. Checked, and that is complete. Before startup checklist, Parking brake is set and is set. Takeoff speed and thrust is calculated 142, 154, 160, flex 61. Trimmable horizontal stabilizer of 40%. Beacon is we are going to switch it on now, but we should then prepare for pushback and departure. Refueling is not going to happen, so we're just going to say restart it, and then we are going to request now for the departure. Now we are going to go on the transponder. So we're gonna go surveillance transponder. We're going to set it 2000 auto. TCAS is gonna remain on standby for now. 122.8 is what we need now. 122.8 and VHF1. Hopefully we can hear some people in the background. Okay, so GSX should be back online and prepare for pushback and departure. Ground power unit can get disconnected as well.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
And beacon light is on. Okay.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Kingsford traffic, Thai 714, super taxiing runway 202 center via Victor, Sierra and Uniform. Singapore traffic.
Okay, there we have
Singapore traffic, Singapore 638 Super, gonna follow the Thai over to 20 center via Quebec. Sorry, Victor, Quebec, and Tango 1, Singapore.
Okay, looks like
Singapore traffic, speedboat 11 Charlie fully vacated runway 20 right, Singapore traffic.
okay, we can't actually push back now because we have an aircraft here behind us, so we're just going to wait for them to pass. Other thing we need to have a look at is
That happens.
we are going to need to check the taxi chart for code F aircrafts or category F aircrafts. We are at Charlie 23, which is, yeah, I don't know, somewhere here, and we are going to need to go that way. So this is obviously, these marked areas code F aircraft operations are prohibited. That means we're going to have to taxi on November or Papa, and then all the way to 20 center. That Singapore aircraft has passed.
Singapore traffic, speedboat 112, landing runway 20.
Singapore traffic, Qantas 3, pushing back from stand Charlie 23 onto Victor 13, Singapore traffic. Okay, continue the pushback. It's going to be a nose left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brake is released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, there we are pushing. Okay, let's start the engines. Ignition is up here. Ignition start. Engine number 4 and engine number 3 start. There's another Singapore Airlines A380 there. It looks like runway in use has just changed.
Please set parking brakes.
Okay, this engine's ready to go. Set parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
There is a slight tailwind on 20 center, but I think we are still going to use it. We just have to check that no one is actually on that. Okay, so let's see. Spoilers arm, auto brake, RTO for rejected takeoff, flaps 1. After start checklist.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Anti-ice is off. Pitch trim
Left is
should
clear.
be
Right is clear.
40.
And Singapore traffic, Singapore 638, currently on Whiskey. We thought we were going to 20 center, but I just contact ATC on delivery, and the airport is going on to 02s. So I'm going to be turning around and going down to Victor to get over to 02 center, Singapore.
Okay. So it looks like we are going to have to change our runway as well. That is not good. Okay, looks like delivery is online now actually. They didn't say that we can contact them. Delivery is 121650. But they came after we pushed already, so that's fine. So they switched to runway 02 center, which means that's fine. We're gonna go departure runway 02 center now. We are still going to go the Idbu. Possibly now it's going to be the 1 alpha.
Singapore traffic steward 11 Golf Super, established ILS 02, correction 20 right.
So now we are going to have to look at. Okay, looks okay. There we go. So we're going to have to look at a different chart now. Idbu, not the taxi. Sid. Idbu 1 alpha. So it's Moxib, Emrex, Hosba, Vanbu. 9,000 now is going to be our limit, and then VRET. Hosba, Vanbu, VRET, Idbut.
And traffic on the ground at Singapore, just be advised the airport is currently on 02 operations. ATC is on.
So this discontinuity, we can actually just delete it. and then insert that. Okay, but which ATC is on now? We have actually we have we have Singapore radar on 12370. Okay, then we have to change our takeoff data as well. We are now going to be on runway 02 center. So let's see now. Performance is 141, 153, and 160 is still on flex 60. Backs on, anti-ice off, tunable horizontal stabilizer remains the same. And there we have it. So now we are going to have to change to Singapore radar, which is online, is on 1237. 1237.
Okay, just confirm we're going on 20 center now for Singapore 638.
Singapore 638, firm runway 20 center in use for departure at the moment.
Alright, yeah, there's been some confusion. The ATIS is showing 02, but I'll go back to 20 center. And on the Toman, can you confirm 5 Bravo for Singapore 638?
Singapore 638, firm Toman 5 Bravo departure. I'm telling delivery to change the ATIS right now.
Roger, thank you.
For the hello,
Singapore 281,
we're waiting for takeoff from 20 Charlie with departure and Anito 8 Bravo.
Singapore 21, correction, Singapore 281, Singapore radar, good evening. Line up runway 20 center.
So again, the Singapore 281.
Singapore 281, have you been given clearance to New Zealand, Auckland yet?
Ready to copy clearance, Singapore 281.
Singapore 281, cleared to Auckland, Anito 8 Bravo departure, expect for Airbus 370, squawk 2227.
Singapore radar, good evening. Qantas 3, we had pushed back from Charlie 23 before ATC came online. We are flying to Sydney, Australia.
Qantas 3, roger, standby clearance.
Please say again for Qantas 3.
Qantas 3, standby for clearance.
Roger that, Qantas 3.
Thai 714, turn right on Tango, taxi Tango, holding point Tango 1, correction Tango 2, runway 20 center.
Turning right on Tango, taxi via Tango to Tango 2, holding point 20 center, Thai 714.
Qantas 3, ATC clearance.
Qantas 3, go ahead.
Qantas 3 cleared to Sydney, Eastbound 1 Bravo departure, runway 20 center, except flight level 370, squawk 2225.
Cleared to Sydney, runway 20 center, 8 Bravo departure. Expect flight level 370, squawk 2225 for Qantas 3.
Qantas 3, repair correct, advance and ready for taxi.
We'll advise when we are ready for taxi here, Qantas 3. Okay.
Singapore 281, correction, Singapore 281, surface wind slight and variable, runway 20 center, clear for takeoff.
20 center.
20 center, Singapore 281.
So it looks like, okay. So we're going to have to go back to our runway 20 center. And it would 1 Bravo, which we had briefed before, and we can insert that.
Singapore 638 Super behind the Singapore Airlines departing
then
on
the
runway 20 center, line up runway 20 center.
We go back
Copy traffic, line
and
up
change
20
to
center,
20
Singapore 638
center.
Super.
And
Singapore 631, squawking 2205.
142,
Singapore 631, identify
155,
to Singapore, cut to Bravo arrival,
161,
expect the air approach runway 20 right.
flaps 1,
Flight
flex
to Singapore, Kato 2
62.
Bravo, arrival, expect ILS approach runway 20 right, Singapore 631.
And Singapore 631, confirm cruising altitude flight level 380.
Singapore 631, A firm.
Singapore 631, roger, maintain flight level 380.
Okay.
Maintain 380, Singapore 631.
Okay. I think there we go. Now we need to change our transponder
Philippine 502, Bay Charlie 15, request push start.
2225.
Philippine 502, Singapore radar, good evening. Pushback approved, face north.
Philippine 502.
Singapore, good evening. Qantas 2 Victor, descending flight level 340, diving hospital.
Qantas 2 Victor, Singapore radar, good evening. Squawk 2201.
Squawk 2201 is Qantas 2 Victor.
Qantas 3, request taxi.
Qantas 3, taxi Victor, Papa, Tango, holding point Tango 1, runway 0, correction, runway 20 center.
Taxi via Victor, Papa, Tango to holding point Tango 1 for runway 20 center for Qantas 3.
Singapore 281, radar identified, climb the seat to flight level 370.
Okay.
370,
Let's go.
Singapore 281.
Taxi light, wing light on.
Singapore 638, surface winds flight and variable, runway 20 center, clear for takeoff.
Why are the strobe lights on
Takeoff 20
already?
center, Singapore 638 Super.
Even the landing lights are on for some reason.
Singapore 281, proceed, correction, Singapore 281, proceed direct, good rest, cancel speed restrictions.
Okay, let's go.
No speed restriction, second direct please, Singapore 281.
Singapore 281, proceed direct, good rest, Golf, Uniform, Romeo, Echo, Sierra.
Direct US, Singapore 281.
Qantas 2 Victor, radar identified, clear to Singapore via radar vectors, expect the ILS approach runway 20 right, and turn left heading 120, descend flight level 160.
Copy, expected vectors for 22 right, down to flight 120, left heading 160.
That's the takeoff configuration.
Qantas 2 Victor negative, turn left heading 120, descend to flight level 160.
Copy, left heading 120, down to flight 160.
This is supposed to be 6,000 actually, based on the Eatboot 1 Bravo.
Thai 714, which departure can be expected from our 20 center?
Thai 714, holding point Tango 2.
Yes, but which SID can we expect?
Thai 714, the Mersing Liner Bravo departure. Victor Mike
Okay,
Romeo,
flight
Bravo.
control check.
Roger, Victor.
Ailerons full left, full right, neutral, elevators full
Singapore
down,
638, radar identified,
full up,
climb the seat to
neutral.
flight level
Radar
380.
pedals are working, we already know, we just used the aircraft to turn now, so flight control check is complete. So that is Quebec. Next one is Papa.
Singapore 638, proceed direct Gokga, cancel speed restrictions.
Track to Gokga and cancel speed restrictions and confirm. Can we cancel
This
the altitude restrictions as well for
is
Singapore 638 server?
Singapore
Papa.
638, affirm, cancel altitude restrictions.
Roger, Singapore 638.
This is a massive aircraft. Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive.
Thai 714, are you ready for departure?
From?
Thai 714, surface wind slight available, runway 20 center, clear for takeoff.
2010 lead for takeoff, Thai 714.
Flight director is on. This is Papa. And then Tango. Okay, good. Okay, taxi checklist. Flight controls are checked. Flaps 1 for takeoff. Radar is on. Actually, it doesn't work in this aircraft, but we're just going to pretend that it's on. Massive, massive aircraft. Absolutely massive. Okay, Papa. We continue all the way to Tango. Here we make a right. This is an absolutely massive aircraft, isn't it? There's the holding point Tango 1.
Corners to Victor, turn right heading 180, descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 1009.
Right heading 180 down to 7,000, QNH 1009, 128.
Thai 714, radar identified, climb velocity to flight level 400.
Okay, this is Tango 1.
400, Thai 714.
And Thai 4, caution, Thai 714, you cycle squawk 2214.
Thai 714, resetting squawk 2214, yeah.
Okay.
Corner 3, line up runway 20 center.
Line up 20 center, Qantas 3. Okay. Now we can switch on the lights and the strobes, landing lights and the strobes as well. And then TCAS can go into TARA.
Singapore 191 requesting to leave for 10 minutes.
Singapore 191, you have yet to receive, question, you have yet to call for pushback. You may AFK for so long as you like.
Okay, thank you. I'll be back. Singapore 191.
Philippines 502, taxi to their center.
Philippine 502, Squawk Charlie.
That's right. Stand by.
Okay. Checklist, line up. Takeoff runway is confirmed. Cabin crew is advised. Banks 1 and 2
Thai
on.
714, proceed direct Akoma.
And line up checklist is complete.
Corner 3, surface wind slight available, runway 20 center, clear for takeoff.
Clear to takeoff 20 center, Qantas 3. Okay. Parking brakes off, and we didn't actually switch off the APU. We can switch that off. Ignition to normal, and let's go.
Philippine 502, taxi Quebec 3, Quebec, holding point Tango 1, runway 20 center.
Sorry, we're dropping a little bit.
Philippine 502, taxi Quebec 3, Quebec, holding point Tango 1, runway 20 center.
80 knots.
Tango 1, hold point 20 center, Philippines 502.
Connors to Victor, turn left heading
V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Follow the flight director.
Connors 3 radar identified, climb velocity to flight level 370.
Climb to flight level 370, Qantas 3. Set climb thrust. Still hand flying it. So far so good with the hand flying, but definitely a lot of input delay.
Connors 3, proceed direct VATSIM, cancel all restrictions.
Proceed direct VATSIM and cancel all restrictions, Qantas 3. Okay. Autopilot on, and then we can proceed direct VATSIM.
Singapore 191, we are back. Would we be able to get a clearance for a...
And there we go.
Singapore 191, A firm.
Proceeding direct VATSIM. Flaps are up. Spoilers we can disarm.
Singapore 191, pushback approved.
And we continue the climb.
Pushback approved, face north.
It's of course night time. There's not really anything to see down there.
Philippine 502, are you ready for departure?
Philippine 502.
Philippine 502, surface wind slight variable, runway 20 center, clear for takeoff.
Takeoff to the center, Philippine 502.
I was in your airspace, Singapore 281.
370.
Singapore 281, A firm.
So we are going to continue with the climb.
Singapore radar, good evening. Singapore 948, Foxtrot 56, left request push and stop.
Singapore 948, Singapore radar, good evening. Pushback approved, face south.
Pushback approved, face south, Singapore 948.
Connors to Victor, descend to 3,000 feet.
And there we go. Very nice. 8,000. So far so good, but just look at that climb rate, 4,300 feet per minute. Passing 10,000 feet. So lights can come off. Seatbelt sign can come off as well. $11,000 feet is going to be the transitional altitude.
Singapore 281, leaving my airspace, monitor advisory 122.8, good day.
What is another 8, bye bye, Singapore 281.
Philippine 502, radar identified, climb velocity to flight level 400.
I said 400, Philippine 502.
Okay, I think we have left the Singapore radar airspace. We should be getting handed off to Unicom as well, or advisory, on 1228. Very nice. First successful
Call us to
takeoff.
Victor, turn right heading 180.
First successful takeoff in the Airbus A380.
Singapore 191 requesting taxi to runway 20 center.
Now, I think that fixed info is probably not yet available.
Call us 3, proceed direct eastbound.
Proceed direct, 8-bed, Qantas 3. 8-bed is that one there, 8-bed.
Call us to maintain presence heading, clear for the Addons approach runway 20.
Direct. And we are going. Very nice flying so far. So far, no problem.
Singapore 191, are you ready for departure?
Hi, Singapore 191.
We of course have the wake lights on.
Surface wind slight and variable, runway 20 center, clear for takeoff.
Call takeoff runway 20 center, Singapore 191.
We do have a table here. As far as I'm aware, okay, this one is footrest. And okay, there we go. Footrest, we have a table. And then we have a yeah, I don't know how this one is gonna. Okay, there we go. There we go. We have a keyboard here, but that keyboard I think only works on the screen here, and it's not yet implemented. So we can't wait to see how the Flybywire team is going to link up this system here. Oh, look at that. You can actually bring it, push it in with the keyboard still open. Okay. Okay, there we go.
Singapore 191, radar identified, climb vest to flight level 240.
Okay, I think that is pretty much all there is to see at the moment.
Request taxi.
So for now, we should just sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight in our big bus.
Runway 20 center, Singapore 948.
I think a couple of people are probably going to sleep, so we can actually call it a night. It's been 10 minutes into the flight. Top of climb is coming up just after 8-bud. I think we were supposed to be outside of Singapore radar controlled airspace, but
Singapore Center, good evening. Singapore 221
here we still are, so
push and start.
it's all good.
Singapore 221 Super, Singapore radar, good evening. Push
No
back
problem.
north on Victor. Corner 3 leaving my airspace, monitor advisory 122.8. Good day.
Monitor advisory on 122.8. Thanks for the ATC and bye bye. Quarter 3. Okay, we are coming up on our cruising altitude of flight level 370 for now until, of course, we reach the waypoint at which we can climb to 390, which is very far. So for now we can just sit back and cruise. Let's see, actually let's have a look at what that waypoint was in our operational flight plan here. It was let's see, 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. 370, 390. So there we go. Do we have, let's see here. We don't have any time or estimated time, but I guess that is okay. That should be fine. The next one that we can have a look at is Nico Maser. So by Maser, we should be at flight level 390, right? And Maser is there we go. Maser is 1632 Zulu, and we are 12, so still very far. So for now we will just then cruise, and I'll see you at our next stop of is it, I don't know what you would call that point, step climb I guess. So I'll see you when it's time for us to do our climb again to flight level 390. Here I should actually add a constraint here. Altitude constraints are not allowed at Maser. Okay, why not? No idea. Surga Nikom. Fine, it's all good. Then we'll just have to keep an eye on our FMS for now. Okay, so let's sit back and take a nap while we cruise in our brand new Porsche Airbus A380, and I'll see you at our step climb. Good morning everyone, I hope you had a good sleep. We are almost in Australia, and as you can see it's currently sunrise, about 6 o'clock local time, and as you can see our top of descent is coming up in a couple of miles, which means it's time to do our descent or approach briefing rather. Okay, so just had a quick look at Sydney.
11 Mike Delta, Sydney traffic. We are taxiing from Eastern Apron on Golf, across runway 34 left onto Alpha, and hold short runway 34 left, Sydney traffic.
Okay, just had a look at the Sydney Kingsford Airport, and it looks like we have tower online, but that's pretty much it. So we are on our own all the way up until we are established on the localizer. I saw that the runway we have filed, 34 left, is still the runway in use. It's got about a 6 knot of crosswind though, so I guess we'll see. A big bird like this one will probably be a lot more stable, but it's fine. So let's quickly just see what we have set up here. We said that we are going to do the Bori 3 Alpha arrival. So let's just have a quick look at that chart. So here we go. We start off at Bori, and then Vasra, past Vasra at above 8,000 feet, and then Barrow below 9,000 feet, and then the 3 Alpha is... which one is the 3 Alpha now? So let's see, Zonka, Dudok, Nasho. Really? Where is the label? I don't actually see a label that shows. Actually, it is the same 3 Alpha for all runways. Okay, so that makes sense then, because 3-4 left, you go all the way to, let's see here, Zonka, Dudok and Nasho. Zonka, Dudok and Nasho. So we're going on this side of the airport, and then of course we can join the ILS into 3-4 left onto this side. Okay, now of course this aircraft doesn't have VNAV implemented, so you will see the altitude constraints and the speed constraint, but the aircraft is not going to obey those restrictions by itself. So we'll definitely have to keep a close eye on that, but we can see there are the the altitude constraints indicated, which is good, which means then that our next altitude constraint from our top of descent is going to be 8,000 feet. Okay, then after the set, we have to join the approach, of course, which is ILS 3-4 left, which, as you can see, starts off at Sausage, which is the initial approach fix. Let's see, Sausage. Of course, after the discontinuity, in which we have to vector ourselves, then it goes through to Sausage, and then Atred, and then towards the runway. So Sausage, Atred, and then towards the runway. Then tower there we have on 120.5. Let me just confirm that it is indeed the frequency being used today, 1205. We can go ahead and insert that already, 1205. Okay, then that's pretty much it. Minimum descent altitude today is going to be 220 feet. Of course, Kingsford Airport is pretty much at the coast. That's fine then. 3,000 feet is going to be the altitude at which we intercept the glide slope. which is well in order. So 220 is going to be what we are going to enter in our performance arrival performance day. 220. Actually, where we go? 220 in the barrow. Okay. Then let's quickly check the weather in Sydney. We have got 270 degrees, 7 knots, overcast at 2000, temperature 18, QNH 1017. So let's quickly enter that. Temperature is 18. Wind is 270 at 07. 07. And we're going to go with a config full landing today. And where we're going to have our approach speed at 139 knots. Okay. And with that, we are pretty much done. Top of descent is almost now. Only thing we are going to do now is we do not have a landing performance calculator rather, but we have brake to vacate for airport Sydney. Display airport. Cost top of descent is coming up now, 8,000 feet. And there we go. Okay, let's continue setting up our brake to vacate. So we are coming in through runway 34 left. And now we can click on the runway and then we say select an exit. So we have to select after the wet marker, and I think we are gonna want to take some of the parkings on this side of the airport. Gonna wanna go here. Let's just check if there are people there at those parkings at the moment. Doesn't really seem like it, but in any case we are probably going to be allocated a parking by ATC anyway. So we are going to pick this exit then. Can we select it? Doesn't seem like it. Does not seem like it. Okay. Okay, I don't know. This is off for 1. What if we select on the side? Alpha 2, nothing. Nothing actually works. So I don't know. Okay, there we go. Okay. Right, I don't see any way to select these exits here. Okay, there was one there. Okay, now we can select. Okay, so now we are going to select Foxtrot here. Going to select Foxtrot. And that should be fine. Okay. Very good. Okay. We have got BTV set up. We are descending through flight level 247. We have got our approach data inserted, which we're going to update once we are close to the airport. We have the frequency of the tower controller pre-selected, so all we need now is the ATIS information for Sydney. Okay, so let's see here. We don't have ATIS information request through here, I don't think. So I'm just going to check it off screen here. Runway 34 left and right for departures. Do not pass through assigned runway center line. Okay, just make sure of that because the runways are very close. Independent parallel departures in progress. Wind 310 degrees 5 knots, visibility 10 kilometers. Backcast at 2000, temperature 18 QNH 1017. And then this is Sydney. Information Hotel. Okay, we'll continue our descent, monitor the aircraft, but for now we can have a look outside. It's quite bright, not really anything to see. We are still high up above the clouds. Okay, we have passed through the transition altitude and we can set QNH 1017. 10,000 feet is coming as well, so we need to decelerate to 250 knots. That the aircraft is doing for us. But of course, a little bit hard to do when you have vertical speed selected, don't you? Anyway, 10,000 feet is coming up, so seatbelt sign can come on, and then we can have the landing lights as well. The nose wheel lights can remain off for now. And there we have ourselves 250 knots coming up very soon. The speed limit exceeded. Okay, that is removed now. So then below 9,000 feet by bedroll, which we are apparently not going to meet now, or only barely. Yeah, made it. Okay, next constraint is 6,000 feet, but just be 6,000 feet or above at Zonka, or perhaps let's try the managed descent. Okay, 6,000 feet at Zonka, that should be okay. Let's see what the aircraft is going to do for us. Now, we selected Kingsford Airport. We selected our exit of Foxtrot. There are some parking spaces here for Airbus A380 on the international terminal. Parkings 10, 24 and 25 what we are targeting. Hopefully those are still available by the time we get there. 25 is currently taken, 10 is also currently taken, so 24 is what we are going to target. If we don't get 24, actually we'll just ask ATC then to allocate a parking spot for us, maybe. So yeah, otherwise we'll have to look for another parking spot close by here. Okay, Let's just quickly have a look here. Tower just went offline as well, so that's okay then. That means we will be on our own pretty much the entire time, which means we can choose our own parking once we get there. Or not. They are actually online. Ground is online as well now, but ground is now on 1205. Tower is also on 1205. That's weird. Okay. Probably being operated on the same frequency. Okay, 6,000 feet. Next altitude constraint. We are gonna want to go 3,000 feet by sausage, of course. So we can do some incremental descents now. So we can do 5,000 feet now. And then 4,000 feet by Nashua. Once we reach Nashua, we are going to activate approach mode and then return inbound into sausage. We're going to announce ourselves on the VATSIM network once we are passing Nashua and then turning inbound. On the base leg. Did say that there is it's overcast. Was it at 3,000 feet? Says overcast at 2,000 feet. Okay, there we are, 5,000. We're gonna target now 4,000. Still above the cloud layer. I believe most of it is our route is going to be over water, so no need for terrain or navigation display here. Okay, there we go, 3,000 feet. And we're gonna go with the checklist. We're going to slow down actually. Confirm, so we can start slowing down. Then we do the approach checklist. Parameters QNH 1017. 1017 set on both. Seatbelt sign is on. Minimums are set to 220 feet. Auto brake is BTV set. And approach checklist is complete. We are passing Nashua now, so we're going to announce ourselves on the VATSIM network. Sydney traffic, Qantas 3, overhead Nashua, inbound ILS 34 left, turning inbound to sausage, descending to 3,000 feet, passing 3,400 Sydney traffic. Okay, we are slowing down. Going to use a little bit of that speed brake. And then we're going to go flight plan, sausage. Whoops, apparently the air brake works a little bit too well. Auto brakes works a little bit too well apparently. And now the autopilot wants nothing to do with us. Okay. Okay, now we're good. Descend 3,000 feet and then go sausage. Sausage is our initial approach fix, so we need to do flaps 1 already. And switch on the landing system. What's the next checklist? Is the landing checklist. What is in there? Just landing gear, seatbelt sign, landing gear, and spoilers, and the flaps, and that's it. We're still targeting 3,000 feet by sausage. That of course got disrupted by the very effective speed brake. Still in the clouds, of course. What's our go around altitude for today? Let's see. Go around altitude today is 3,000 feet, which is going to be fine. The other thing we need to check is the taxi chart, of course, because this is an Airbus A380. It's a category F aircraft. We checked that Foxtrot exit is approved for the Airbus A380 operations in this area as well. This is approved, so we are good to go. You must always check this because you'll see some of the taxiways are marked yellow, which means taxi routes for A380 limited, and then red means prohibited, like on this runway for example. Okay, so 3,000. Sausage is the initial approach fix. And there we go. City traffic 1+3 approaching sausage, inbound ILS 34 left. Sydney traffic. So of course after sausage we are going to contact the tower controller. 1205. Gonna go flaps 2 now. Okay, localizer, lock star. and we can contact tower now. 1205. Kingsford Tower, hello, Qantas 3 on the ILS 434 left, we have information hotel.
Qantas 3, Sydney Tower, hello, runway 34 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 34 left, Qantas 3. Okay, there we go, we have the localizer alive, we have got the glide slope moving as well, and we are going full approach.
And Qantas 3, roll through to Foxtrot is available.
Please say again for Qantas 3.
Qantas 3, roll through to the Foxtrot exit is available.
Roger that. I would like to take exit Foxtrot and would like to take stand either 24 or 25 if they are available, please.
Qantas 3, not a problem. The gate should be clear, but I can't guarantee that for the next few minutes.
Roger that. Then we'll just take whatever is available at the time. No problem. Qantas 3. Okay, descending on the glide. Gear is can go gear down and flaps 3. And there's runway 34 left. Nice views into Kingsford, Sydney. But of course we have to concentrate on the flying. Flaps full. And since we have the gear down, we can switch on the nose wheel lights as well. And then we can do the landing checklist. Seatbelt sign on, landing gear down, spoilers armed, flaps full for landing. Landing checklist complete. There we have puppies. 2 red, 2 white, and we have that crosswind coming in. Very nice views outside.
Sydney Tower, standard 71, holding point to cross at the runway 25.
Sorry, station calling, say your full sign again?
1000.
Check.
Holding point, ciao.
Okay, I think now it's time to deactivate the autopilot.
Ground controller, contact zone 121.7.
And hand fly all the way in. Let's see if we can handle this
Tower, this Qatar 09,
beast of an aircraft.
Qatari 0909
in this wind.
Tower, good day.
A little bit too low.
Sign 757 Tower, good day.
$400. $100 above. Minimum.
Continue.
50.
40, 30, 20, retard.
Qatari 0909, runway 34 left, line up and wait.
Line up and wait for runway 34 left, Qatari 0909.
Okay, so we're going to roll all the way to Foxtrot. Let's see how the brake to vacate is going to work.
One two three, welcome to Sydney. Upon exiting at Foxtrot, you can contact ground 121.7.
Upon exiting at Foxtrot, contact ground on 121.7, Qantas 3. Thank you, bye bye. Okay, that is a long landing roll. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And we can vacate left here. This is a massive aircraft. Absolutely insane. Okay, there we go.
Qatari 0909, runway 34 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 34 left, Qatari 0909.
Okay, 1217.
To Christchurch, 3 for left, fly the Richmond 6 departure, squawk 1377, the initial is 5000 and departure frequency 12.8, Emirates 300 Juliet.
Mr. Eagles, you just confirm Richmond 6 departure, radar transition please.
Yeah, affirm Richard 6 departure conditions and for Emirates 300 Juliet.
Mr. Eagles, thanks. Qantas 3, Sydney ground.
Kingsford ground, hello, Qantas 3.
Qantas 3, welcome to Sydney. Do you prefer Bay 24 or T5?
Please say parking spots again.
Qantas 3, you can taxi to the parking gate 24 or 25.
Okay, let's see.
Lufthansa 71, approaching the holding point, contact tower 120.5. Have a good day.
On holding point, contact tower 121.70. Thank you, but change. Bye bye.
Lufthansa 71, negative. Tower frequency is 120.5.
Kingsford ground, Qantas 3.
Qantas 3, Sydney ground, go ahead.
20.5 feet, thank you.
Lufthansa 71, have a good flight.
Qantas 3, can we take stand to 5?
Qantas 3 AFM, you can take stand to 5.
Stand to 5 for Qantas 3, thank you.
Qantas 3, have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Okay, now we are on the ground. There is our parking. We can switch on the APU.
Sydney ground, Qantas 182.
Strobe lights can come off as well.
Qantas 182 Super Sydney ground 5x5.
Wing light can come off, and this can be taxi light.
Sydney ground, Qantas 182 Super requesting clearance for Yankee Mike Lima.
Now, I'm not sure what's happening.
Flight level 380.
Because
Qantas 182 Super is cleared to Melbourne via Wollongong flight plan route.
seems
Runway
like
34 left, Wollongong to departure. Climb
Okay.
5000. Squawk
looks like the radars were stuck.
Advisory 122.8.
Clear for Yankee Lima 4 for level 380. We have Wollongong to departure, runway 28 left, and initial up to 5,000, frequency 128.8, squawk 44634. At Qantas 182 Super.
Qantas 182 Super negative. Just confirm departure runway 34 left and departure on 122.8.
Runway 34 left correction, and frequency 122.8 for Qantas 182 Super.
Qantas 182 Super, thank you.
Qantas 147 request push and start.
Qantas 137 push approved.
Push approved, Qantas 137.
All station speedwise 8 is information. India now current changes winds to 904 knots. QNH 1016. That's 8 information. India.
Okay, my goodness. Okay, we are in our parking. We have APU on, APU bleed can come on, and taxi lights off as well. Flaps are up, and we can switch off the engines. Welcome to Sydney Kingsford Airport. That was a long one, all the way from Singapore. 8 hours.
Qantas 139 information, India request push and start.
Managed to cut down that, of course, into
Qantas 139,
probably
thank you
half
for
or
India.
something like
Push and start
that.
approved.
Because we did
Push and start
do
approved.
some
Qantas 139.
time simulation when we were in uncontrolled airspace. But make no mistake, 4 hours online is not joke either. So request deboarding.
The boarding requested.
Okay, then services. Do we have wheel chokes here? No wheel chokes here. I guess that's fine. Doors, cargo, doors, jet
Passengers
bridges
to boarding starting.
are going to open automatically. And with that, we can switch off the fuel pumps as well. Fuel pumps, lots and lots of them. Fuel pump, fuel pump, fuel pump, fuel pump, fuel pump. And then we can switch on the external power as well. And then we will switch these off. Hopefully there won't be any voices coming through that. And with that, we are done. We just go through the parking checklist quickly, and then we can look at the deboarding process. Parking brakes or chocks on, engines are off, wing light is off as well. this should be off as well, the runway turn off light. Fuel pumps are off, and that's parking checklist complete. Next checklist is going to be for securing the aircraft, which we will do once all the passengers have deboarded. Okay, let's step outside and see what's happening. Okay, seems like we have one jetway working. So my guess is going to take a very long time to get all the, is it 400 passengers out of this aircraft? And then we've got the cargo containers being offloaded as well. But other than that, just look at how busy Kingsford is. Actually was a lot busier before, but since ATC started going offline one by one, I guess a lot of the people just disconnected. In any case, this is payware scenery, of course, for Kingsford. It looks really nice, but you can see it's heavy on performance a little bit with all of this VATSIM traffic on here. But other than that, all of that scenery around the airport, I think, is part of the world update, probably. Oceania. It's obviously not part of the airport. And I think some of this traffic is static aircrafts that came with the scenery. And there is a Lufthansa lifting off, headed to Frankfurt. It's probably going to be something like 8 hours or 9 hours, maybe 9 to 10 hours actually. Wow. Okay, I think I'm going to end the flight here because it's going to take a long time to get all of these passengers out. Overall, I think this is a fantastic aircraft for an alpha release. VNAV, of course, not implemented, but I think for most people it's going to be fine. As long as you pay attention, of course, during your descent and climb out, you should be fine. A lot of other things, I couldn't find the fixed page in the new FMS as well. Performance calculator is not implemented, but we have one on SimBrief that should be sufficient for pretty much anyone, really. The brake to vacate feature is actually a very nice touch. You can choose your parking stand beforehand, and you can just not worry about auto brake and reversers during your landing. Landing was a little bit unsafe, of course, a little bit to the right of the runway and a little bit firm, but for our fast landing in that 6-knot crosswind, I think we did okay. So I can't wait to fly it again. Definitely going to take it for another long haul, and possibly make some changes to the sensitivity of the sticks as well. Maybe set up a separate profile for it. But other than that, I think this is a fantastic aircraft. I can't wait for the release of the A350, of course, which is a lot more versatile than the A380 and just as advanced. Hopefully we get one with Flight Sim 2024, which is set to release at the end of the month. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next one.